Yeah, welcome in, love. Mo, Irish Mike, good evening, everyone. I want to thank you for tuning into this live tonight. I know it's on a Saturday, but I wanted to come on I don't have a ton of time, but I wanted to come on to talk about the daily close and the fact that we put in what looks like a reversal candle here in the daily. And now if we could get a continuation here, we could possibly start pushing back up, but we'll find out a lot more in this daily candle. It's going to be very important, so please make sure to hit that like button during this live or whether you're turning in after the live so that more and more people can see this and so that maybe some that haven't seen our community yet can be able to find this beautiful community, because I think we do a great job. We have great interactions, and I think it's very beneficial for everybody, especially for the fact that it's free. You don't have to pay anything for the information. Trading with J-Ride, welcome in. JW, good evening. Hasey, welcome in. Hello, my friend. Mitchell, good evening. So let me timestamp this real quick. Good evening. 7:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Saturday, November 11th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Matt, welcome in. I appreciate you tuning in, but the reason I came on, the most important thing I see right now is XRP put in a long leg doji. This is a reversal candle. It doesn't 100% guarantee we're going to reverse, but this is exactly what it is. It's a reversal candle. Matt, welcome in. Mitchell, good evening. And if you're not familiar with a long leg doji, I'll just go here real quick. Miss Vicky, welcome in, love. Rob, I'm glad to see you in here as well. So let's pull up the long leg doji so that I can at least show everybody what you're a little bit of a definition outside of my own, and so you can see it on here. So this is the long leg doji in here in the middle. And then if we want to get just a definition real quick. Actually, yeah, this one's fine. So there's the doji candle. I want to just get into the long leg doji. I understand there's multiple different kinds, but right now so the long leg doji is a single bar Japanese candlestick pattern used in technical analysis that signals market indecision. The candlestick pattern belongs to the family of doji candles and derives its name from its distinctive appearance. It consists of a small body situated between long upper and lower shadows, or a wicks. Usually it resembles a cross or a plus sign representing a state of balance between buyers and sellers. The long leg doji indicates a momentum of intense market indecision and potential price reversal. Its extended shadow suggests that prices have fluctuated notably during a trading session, yet the closing price is nearly the same as the opening price. This equilibrium signifies a struggle between bullish and bearish forces, a tug of war for control over the asset's direction. As a crypto trader, comprehending the implications of a long leg doji candle is crucial. The pattern serves as a prominent signal that the prevailing trend might be losing momentum and a price reversal could be the offering. However, it's important to observe the pattern within the broader market context and consider other technical indicators before making trend or trading decisions. The long leg doji pattern is most powerful when it emerges after an established trend, potentially heralding a trend reversal or significant retracement. So, as we can see, we've had a downswing. And we very clearly, in my opinion, this is a long leg doji we just printed from yesterday. Well, it ended 6 minutes ago, so we're on a new daily candle now, which is why I came on when I did. I couldn't come on as long as I wanted to, but I could come on and at least explain this to everybody so we could be on the same page. But this is, in fact, a long leg doji right here. And as long as we print a new bullish candle here, this could be the start of a reversal here. It's very dependent on this next daily candle, though. But this is showing indecisiveness on the breakdown. We've talked about the fact the weekly candle close. Now it's on only a day away here now. But you can see how we put in this inverted hammer candle. And we never lost the 663 support, or 633 support down here. But now that we're over 663, we could close a nice inverted hammer candle and have a nice rally to start Sunday. But we just have to maintain a little momentum going into tomorrow. But right now, the weekly candle close is going to be a nice bullish candle close unless, we have some kind of sell-off here between now and 7 p.m. tomorrow that would invalidate that 63.3 cents. Please make sure to hit the like button. We have 71 people in here. Only 37 have decided to hit the like button. The more people that hit the like button, the more willing YouTube's going to be to share this content. The more willing someone's going to be to sit here and listen, because if they're coming in here for the first time and only 37 out of 71 people hit the like button, they're going to say, maybe this asshole don't know what he's talking about. And I would say, you know, let's not give somebody a reason to even call me one. Antonio, welcome in. Prosperity Fund, good to see you in here as well. Another reason we're looking at this as well. Trav, welcome in, Canada in the house. Hey, Mr. Travis, eh? OMC, good evening. And then in the weekly time frame, Angela, good evening, love. OMC, good evening. Donald Shoop, always good to see you in here. Black Scorches, good evening. Call of Elder Baron, like button clicked. I really appreciate that. Miss Vicky, got to keep a certain level of comedic value when you do what I do. The weekly time frames, though, think of it this way. This weekly, and I'm going to continue to show you this, and this is where I think technical analysis should start if we're saying, oh, are we bullish or bearish? This is how I look at this. So XRP right now, we started this the daily candle 2 weeks ago. We opened at 5068. The high was 5860. We closed at 5462, gained 8% or just over 4 cents. Last week's weekly candle started at 5265, went all the way up to 6635, but closed at 6076, up just over 6 cents or 11.24%. And the weekly volume from the first week was at 194.44 million. Last week it was at 232.15 million. This week we had the start of this candle at 67 cents. It opened at 56.70 and went all the way up to 73.26 is the high. Right now it's at 6708, even though it's a little bit lower than that, as we know, in the most recent of moments. But that's the estimated. But that would be a 10.4% move still. And we've had 353 million in volume. So volume's increasing. Nothing about this looks bearish. We've even had a nice pullback for the liquidity tug. We did it here. We did it here. This is normal operating procedure. The volume's increasing. Nothing about this looks bearish to me. We're breaking out of a golden cross pattern right now. And if you don't know what that is, the golden cross is when the 20-day moving average crosses through the 200-day, signifying a complete trend reversal, which we've done, and now converge, and now we're starting to break out. Just grab more XRP with profits from, I didn't see exactly what that was, but congratulations. It's always good to buy from profits. So that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. And like I said, this is just a bear market rally right now, unless we break past, and I'll show everybody if it's your first time, if you're new, if you want to see it reiterated. And please make sure to hit that like button. I would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate that. We've been stuck within a pattern formation since 2018, January of 2018. We came up to our all-time highs, came down, started the uptrending support in 2020. Then we had the 2020 lawsuit in December announced, all the way down at about 12 cents. Bounced off the 2020 uptrend all the way up to the $1.98 high in the 2021 bear market rally. It was not a bull market. I believe it failed to be. It never materialized the way it should have. And the fact we were still about 45% off. Or wait a minute. We're almost 100% off from all-time highs still. So we're a good 75% away, give or take. And this downtrending resistance kept holding. Then after the failure in the bull market in 21, we ended up coming down here and retested that 2020 uptrend in 22, hit it again, and we've been able to bounce off it. Now that formation, the importance of it, that's the overall formation. You can't break up and call this anything other than a bear market rally. First level, you have to break out of this to even have a chance to start talking that way. But until we break out 85 cents, this is nothing more than operating procedure, standard operating procedure. And it looks like that's what we're trying to do here. Now, I like to show this chart because it's the bear flag, or the bull flag that we broke out of underneath. And now we broke out of the rising channel that is from June of 2022. The fact we're using it as support, if we don't lose it, that would help us hopefully open the door up to 85 cents. But we would have to get past the 736 high first. You use that as a support, there's nothing left. We don't have anything in between. We would come up to that pattern rotation now. So that's what I'm looking at. I know it's Saturday, but I did want to give you guys an update. Let me know what you think about what I just said. And then with Bitcoin, and I'm going to relax with everybody, so I'm not going to just hit it and run it. But we're going to hit it and, got to get out. I don't usually go live on Saturdays unless I see a reason to. Sometimes I just need a break. My voice struggles by the end of the week a lot, but I still do updates. But I can't always stay away, and that's what happened today. I couldn't stay away. Couldn't stay away from all you fine people. I think we have a beautiful audience, so it makes it a lot easier for me to dedicate some of my time. So Bitcoin, stayed over 37,000 still. We hit our technical target, as we know. We've hit our technical target. So now it's a consolidatory thing. Are we going to be able to hold this? Well, the 4 hourly is going to tell us it all. Write down on your chart 36,700. If we lose 36,700, we're going to have to consolidate. We don't know where. We don't know how much. But it would likely have to retouch maybe all the way back down here. So you're really looking to hold and bounce off the 20-day and the 4 hourly and then finish this weekly time frame formation. Because literally we've just flipped this back super bullish here. And with the way it looks on this kind of a formation, it looks like we could possibly come all the way back up in time to 43,000, 44,000. Terry, welcome and says, keep up the good work. Terry, I thank you for that so much. I do the best I can, but I think we do a fantastic job. And with Bitcoin, I'm so confident about what we've seen because we diagnosed very early on when everybody said Bitcoin was in a bull flag. We knew it was a broadening wedge. And it allowed us to dictate the drop to 25,194 before ever pushing up and then having the technical breakout when it got to the top. Who said that? Hold or sell. What's the call, sir? I hold as I know the tokens. I buy, never change what you own. If you're watching me, you should already know the answer to that. But if it's your first time, I can understand it. But no, I'm not selling. This is in the bear market. You never sell in a bear market if that's the rotation you're buying. You have to wait for the bull market. That's just my opinion. I'm not paying a 35% capital gains. No, Tanya. Julie did not get the Christmas tree up yet. But we're close. We're close. Hopefully in the next week or so. We like Christmas around here. So on my TV, it's always Christmas shows. I wish that I lived somewhere where it was Christmas 24/7. I do. I just like the feel of Christmas. Not that anybody celebrates the Christmas spirit anymore, but I do. So you get it where you can. Somebody asked me if I can cover Chainlink. And I also seen a donation, but I can't see it because I need another comment. But I can show Chainlink. I used to cover it a lot more. Back in the bull market when I told everybody to please understand how low this is going to go. Everybody begged me to buy this, but I refused. In 21. I mean, look where we were at. It's incredible where you can buy it now. Chainlink. I mean, look at that. That's a flat support down here. It's really trying to finish this cup and handle up here. I would anticipate it's got to come up to 18 bucks though. With this, it looks like it's got to come up to 18 bucks. Honestly, I don't want to put in a whole big, hey, this is what's going to have to happen here, but we can absolutely go, hey, here's what's going to have to happen here if you want this to continue. And the consolidatory tug, if we can't just break up in one motion, I'll give you a blueprint to watch. So if this can't continue up and it ends up losing that 20-day at any time in the 4 hourly, that's because you have to come retest that newly found uptrend. But there's still more to this pattern. That's the thing. This had a huge rotational tug now. It's actually broke out of this little channel. It really has. And now this is first layer. So write down on your map 1455 because that's the first cup and handle. As long as it puts in a bullish handle, which would be that uptrending support, it plays in perfectly. It should come all the way up here to 1835. That's what you'd be waiting for. That's what you're waiting for. And then if it could get on top of there and hold, I mean, there's some interesting spots here in this pattern. 1948, and then it's a big jump. But right now, that's what you're watching for. Break it down into a smaller time frame. You're looking at this uptrending support to hold. You could even say, well, Tom, aren't we on more of a parabolic uptrend? And I would say, oh, I guess so. But I would still think you need some kind of consolidation. So you can look at it either way. You can look at it like this. You can look at it that. But at some point, it's going to have to figure out what's uptrend. I would still like to just put it with the 1 because we know the support that it's above anyhow. So I would just like it to hold that uptrend, and it should be able to finish this run up to $18.35. If it breaks below that, where I just put at $14.55, it's not over, but you can't come below this newly found uptrend if you want this to have a continuation. Otherwise, it could be all for naught. So, but that's just what I'm looking at. Rob, thank you so much for the $13.99 donation. I really wasn't expecting a donation here on Saturday. I really appreciate that. More than you'll ever know. If anybody else wants to pay it forward for the time served, you can always send a YouTube Super Chat, or I encourage you to join Tom's Army. I'd love to see more members from in here joining Tom's Army. Algo it's always a good buy. Right now, though, if you remember, weren't you I don't remember who just said that, but we bought Algo. Does anybody remember the rotation? We bought 7,800 tokens together. Remember, we bought it down here under 10 cents. That's what I was doing. Anywhere between 8 and 10 cents we were buying. I didn't want to buy it once it went over this channel because now you have this parabolic move. This is a rising channel, so if you buy it here, what happens if it rotates back down? That's the question. My only question as well, and I ask this to everybody, and you have to answer this honestly, not to me, but to yourself. If you weren't buying it down here at 8 or 9 cents, are you only buying it now because it's up 50% from where we started buying? Or from our average right now, we're up like 40%. Are you only buying it because of that? Because if that's the answer you're giving me, you're buying it for the wrong reason. Now, if you're buying it for the future and it's something you can't afford not to have, and then you understand that you can buy it on a consolidation back down. If you buy some here, you got to buy it every 20% back down, which means you have to buy it 2.5 times by the time it gets to the starting point. I'm never in favor of buying something on a breakout, but if it's something you truly want, it's so cheap right now. I mean, Algo is one of the cheapest ones you're going to find from where it was at in its bull run, because it wasn't a bona fide bull run. It broke way up in all-time highs to 282. So even at 13.89, it's down 95%. So here's the thing. To buy 10,000 tokens in the bull market, it would have cost you $28,000. To buy it now, it would cost you, I mean, do the math. It's $1,389. So is it a bad deal right now when you're buying it for 5 cents on the dollar? That's the question everybody always has to ask themselves. But here you go. It's Scarlett going to showers. That's why I did this right now, so you'd have free reign after she got out. And I know you won't go noon until she gets out. So you can rest right when she gets done, okay? But will it come back down? That's the question. That's the question. It's impossible for me to give you a straight answer. One would believe it could come back down and retest, but it's already retested it. Now, in the daily, if it gets on top of the 200, what have I kept saying time and time again? If this reverses and gets back on top of these levels, at some point, Algo's going to have a massive several 100% run to 30 cents. And everything we bought, so let me do the math real quick. So, I think I have a calculator on. Oh, yeah, I do, see? Let's do the math. So, we have 7,800 times, we'll say 0.097. We'll put it top end. So, it costs us $756, right? Let's say it goes up to 30 cents. What is that? 0.30. Now it's worth $2,340. Minus your, let's say, $800 investment. You're up $1,500 already on 7,800 shares just at 30 cents. Now, imagine it goes from, you got 7,800 tokens. We know how much we spent, just under 800, just under $800. Now let's imagine it goes back up to $2.82. That means your less than $800 investment is worth $22,000 when it goes back to all-time highs. That's where you're supposed to buy it. Not when everybody told me to buy it at $2, or when everybody told me to buy it at $1.50, or when everybody told me to buy it at $1 when it's 7,800, or when everybody told me to buy it at 0.75, or when everybody told me to buy it at 0.55, or when the masses said 25 cents, or when they told me 0.17. No, under 10 cents was the buy, and it was the continued wait point. And now we have something like that, and you spent $764 instead of anywhere from that to $28,000. Put it in perspective. You know, that's why I say everybody can talk a big game when they say they're waiting for a lower bear market. But where did you start from? Where did you start gaining the understanding and the fundamental, the viewpoint? Like, where is your objective? Everybody who said they were waiting for 10-cent XRP, or they're waiting for these extraordinary low levels, you can't be foolish when you do it. You have to find a sticking point with XRP with the 2020 uptrend. You have to find it with a lot of other things. Oh yeah, it's down 95%. That was the point I was making. Even if you buy it now, you can always keep buying it as it goes down. You just have to understand that you have to have funds to the side if you want to use my philosophy. I own 0 crypto where it's not substantially up right now, aside from maybe Casper. But Casper is at 374, so that's... Other than that, though, I mean, everything we've owned and bought together, a lot of it's up 40 to 90%. Some of it's up over 100%. But it's still not anywhere where we need to go. You know, that's what I'm trying to explain to everybody. I'm allowed to sit through a bear market and watch everybody say what they're going to say and tell me how much junk this portfolio is or how much XRP is a scam token. That's fine. You know what? Here's my argument. Sure, fine. How about I grant this to you? XRP is nothing but a gas fee. It's nothing but a scam. You still tell me where you could put the US dollar, and I can tell you it's not in the government bonds, because that's the route me and Julie go with 10 grand now here with how high the government bonds are going. I'm putting 10 grand into it on Monday at 5.7%, and I'm going to let it sit, or I might do it for 6 months at 5.4% and re-roll it every 6 months. And on 10 grand, you're going to make about $1,200 each roll. So let the rich get richer, but you take advantage of it yourself. So even doing it that way, I don't know where you're going to get. We bought at 346 in 2023. So I don't know where you're going to have a rise on investment. Even when everybody says it's a scam, we're up 90%. So you tell me we're going to hide your money out in this environment because you know where you're buying it. This doesn't mean somebody who bought it and didn't want to sell out in 2021 when they were watching, if they were, or maybe they didn't even know about us. That doesn't mean if they sold out or didn't sell out when we did it at $1.66, now they've got to sit through. Imagine, they've got to sit through. And this is some argument, right? So you go down, and now you're down you're down pretty good. You're down 60%. But here's the one argument I had. Remember I bought, when you guys were watching me, the 1,000 people that were in my audience at the time. I know we've improved it by over 18, almost 19 times now, which is impressive. But I had a 47-cent average. So here's the argument. Some people say, well, Tom, you could have just held, because after all, holding forever is the key. And instead of selling out at $1.66, right, and having this 253%, and then buying back in at 346 and being able to buy over 10, 11, 12,000 in metals and yada yada and having the whole portfolio intact, they would say, well, I'm up right now. I'm still up. I've been holding, and I am up, and I'll be generous. You're up 38%. But what nobody's understanding is you could have done all this stuff. You could have perfectly liquidated your portfolio. You could have put into all these different investments and rebought back into XRP plus buy 10 more with the same money and have $12,000 in precious metals based on one investment that took you 2.5 months in 21. That's what I did. And I showed everybody transparently, and that's what I want everybody to do. And now our next moment is now. We're in the accumulation phase, folks. So what I did in 21, you think it's going to be that small? Turned 3,500 into, at its top, it was at 18 grand. But when I sold out, it was at 15,800, leaving me with about 12,300 in profit. This time around, we're still in the bear market. XRP is only at 65 cents, 66 cents. My portfolio of 3,500 in XRP, and roughly, I've been saying about 6,500 now, maybe 7,000. That portfolio in a bear market, mind you, we've been building it together. So I'll just say 7,000. I know it's under that, but I'll say my $7,000 portfolio in crypto, it went from 7,000. We all know it's over 13,000, or right around 12,500 now with XRP smaller drop. So again, where else can you do this in a bear market? And you have the flexibility to just sell it if you want. Like I keep telling everybody, you don't have to do what I do. You don't have to ride it through if you don't want. But the way I've been successful and profitable and doing these kind of things and are able to give this out for free, there's a reason why, because I don't need this money to live. It helps. especially in high times of inflation. It certainly helps because I have 3 kids, type 1 diabetic. I have a 4-year-old who has severe medical costs from a car accident. So, as you know, he broke his femur and he's going through therapy twice a week. So it's not cheap. But what we're doing and building is what allows us to live through these times. I have money stored away where people are afraid leaving it in the bank, and they don't understand how to invest in precious metals, put it into government bonds, and also use crypto to advance your portfolio. Nobody seems to understand these streets. I try to teach it every single day. Every single day. It's why I cover the 10-year government bond every day, Monday through Friday, in the midday market report. It's why I don't charge a single red cent for you to watch my content. It's also why you don't see paid promotions, paid advertisements, paid sponsorships. You know, turn it into controlled media. Because I'm certainly the last thing I want to do when I come on here, and it's a struggle, even watching Peter Schiff and some of the ones I love. When I got to sit through, you know, ExpressVPN commercials and all this other bullshit. You know, they've earned the right to do it. I don't believe anybody on my level has. We don't bring anything other than what we're doing on YouTube. There's no finer knowledge. You're just learning from the everyman. For XRP in the weekly time frame, to consider it to still be bullish. To still be bullish, you want to close on top of this wick. To be ultra bullish. That's why we point at that 66.35. I'll put it down. I'll put it on here. 663 so everybody can keep seeing it. 663 is where you want to have the weekly close. That would be a beautiful inverted hammer candle, and it would still close above the last wick. So you want to close above the last high, the last weekly close. And that's the last weekly high at that top of the wick. You want to now close above that high point to create a new high. The floor is now the new resistance, is now the new support on this next candle. Just like we did here. We never came back through, and we started a little bit higher, then we never came back through, started a little bit higher, and you can see it with the candle bodies. Now though, if it pulled through, it would invalidate this whole move. Not to say it's going to go valid and bearish. If it came all the way down to 63 cents, it just means there's more obstacles. Because now you've got that 6635 as a major resistance. And that would be a major resistance if we couldn't hold it. There's a few things in our favor, though. It's that volume. And it's the way that each of these successive weekly candles are playing out. Nothing about this screams bearish to me. Oh, the only thing that screams bearish to me is if you start looking at it in the smaller time frames, like I always tell everybody. Do we really give a rat's ass until it happens, what's happening as far as the indicators? What you can get out of the smaller time frames and what you need to pay attention to is like the 3-hour. Let's say the 20-day continues to get rejected and it pulls down. Now you got an M-topping reversal, and this is the right arm, and it's giving you the first hint that it's first coming down to 60 cents, and you're probably going to come through this because you're not going to hold the 6-3. That's my point. If you are thinking you're just going to hold this area, you're not guaranteed to just hold 633. If it comes back through, the 200-day is running extremely close on some of these time frames. It's just in the 4-hourly, it's much lower. The 2-hour, it is pushing up a little bit, but you do not want a bearish cross here, and it's already starting out that way. That's the problem here. If we don't want to lose the weekly close, somewhere along here, we're going to have to get a push. Somewhere. And right now, if I didn't know any better, I would say this M-topping reversal, it's starting to trend in the wrong direction here. That's why I keep trying to show dailies, every different time frame. The daily tried to tell us it's an long leg doji, and it could be indecisive. But if this candle breaks this low, look out below around 60 cents. That's just my advice to you. If we lose 65 cents on the daily, that would invalidate the weekly inverted hammer closing above last week's weekly close. Not invalidating the candle in itself, but invalidating the continuation of higher highs. Or higher, you're creating higher highs and higher lows on each successive weekly candle. So you're coming up to new high points, but you're setting new higher lows as well. So new higher highs, you have new higher lows. That's a very nice recipe for a nice move up. Now, the moment we invalidate this, now the lower time frames are telling us, well, that's what's happening. Free Toast, thank you. They banned me and other account to chat in your live still. Why is that? Why would they ban you? I don't ban anybody. I let anybody say whatever the hell they want. Unless they push it too far, then I got to pull out the phone and, you know, then I'll give somebody like a, I don't even, when was the last time I warned? I don't ever do that, so. Oh, it said something wrong. You said something wrong. What a joke. It doesn't surprise me. YouTube is very strict now. I can't even talk about it. I have to call everything the blah, blah, blah. Unless it's crypto. So, ladies and gentlemen, is that clear? Are we clear tonight? Do we understand what we're looking at here? Because I'm going to have to go in shortly because of Julie's foot. It is just swollen beyond belief. And I wanted to get off her ankle. The 10-year-old's taking a shower, so I knew we had a little time until Scarlett got out. Don't insult Bob, indeed. Hey, Silverhawk, welcome. When Lambo, bro, I'm trying to buy a new girlfriend. Well, and to be truthful, if you have to buy a new girlfriend, it's not the right girlfriend, homie. You shouldn't have to buy the love. You feel me? Don't go to somebody just because you got money and they're going to be eye candy. That's no way to live. You got to find somebody who's there, not eye candy. Where's my XRP? How did XRP get way down there? Look at this funky stuff with TradingView. Let's send it way down here. Put it into left field. Thanks a lot, Tom, for the TA. You're amazing. Lost a bit today, unfortunately, but appreciate your advice. It's really needed. Giovanni, you gotta get on track with what we do here too, so that you can understand where to buy, and understand that the 2020 uptrend is your friend. I understand that it broke up now, but the worst thing we can do is be lured into FOMO. I'm not saying it's bad pricing and you're never going to recover, but now don't look at it as a loss. As long as you're looking for it in the future, take your target and split it into 5 separate purchases of 20% below. Every time it falls 20% below. So if you spent $3,000, at the bottom, if it goes down 100%, you got to have $3,000. That's why the better you buy it, the less money you need to the side. Because if you spend $3,000 and it never goes below, you never have to use more if that's your target. But let's say it goes 20% below. Well, unfortunately, we fucked up, right? You're going to have to spend about $750. It goes another 20. Well, you fucked up again. Not in a bad way, but that's just what happens. You know, we made a bad buy-in. We didn't buy as close to the bottom as we thought, so you buy another 20%. But you do 20% of that $3,000 every 20%. That's the only way you can do it. Otherwise, you never settle that floor. That's why it's very risky to buy in unless it's right where you think it's going to be. And that's why I'm the most stubborn person you'll ever meet. Everybody told me the whole time with XRP, you got to buy, 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 you got to buy. Tom, you an idiot. We got to buy out. Oh, half the audience is gone. But now look what we said in the 3-hourly. Remember what we said? What do we have to be very careful about? If this pulls down, and like we said, it's not looking great right now. It looks like an M-topping reversal could pull us right to 60 cents. So even though it gave us a long leg doji, that could have been a trick candle. So we got to be very careful here to see if it does break down. It's the whole reason I came on right now. This is one big setup here. The weekly time frame's now in jeopardy. That's just the way it goes. You're well below 663 now. The flip of the clock here has been a disaster. It very well could have set everybody up with the long leg doji, making it feel more bullish. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. I sold out of my position at 52 cents. It was terrible. I panicked a bit and lost 8K today by closing at 65 cents. I understand that. But it's like I always try to tell people. I understand you can look at it like that, but I guess you would have sold it though. Like, I understand. Yeah, but it's all about your objective here. If you're trying to hold it through a bear market and you're trying to position in, you got to make the decision of how you're going to do it. You sell it for $15,000, it's great, but you got to remember every time you sell and buy back in, you've got huge tax implications. But everybody, that's what I wanted to show. Make sure you watch this bearish proposition as well. If it continues to move down, my voice is getting tired, and I really want to help it, stay good for the next week upcoming. I got a football game I got to coach tomorrow for the second game of the season. We won our first game. But right now, this is a very bearish start to the candle. This is a very bearish start. We could be heading down to 60 cents if we lose this right now. We need to watch this very closely, but this is not the start you'd be looking for. I'm XRP Future